Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. Today we are going to talk about the language and society subject. Under language and society subject, today we can discuss about how language can define. So we all gathering some languages or language. Basically, we have mother tongue and mother language. After that, we can improve one by one. That's mean English language, Sinhala language, Tamil language, and also Hindi, Malayalam, like that way. So, under the language subject, we can define what do you mean language, how the language is processed by categories. So, today our subject learning goal is three content including three content. First one is what is language, and the second one is brief introduction about language, and the third one is key features of language. I hope when we analyze or discuss those things we can refer or we can know clearly understand about what is the language. So the next one is I would like to talk about with you introduction part. So normally we all know what do you mean language. So language is like everybody knows the answer this question. So what is the language? But nobody has been able to come out with any standard definition that fully explanation the term language. So we can't refer the what do you mean language and what is the language, those things specific definition. So, but we usually use the term language to refer to the system of human communication by means of structural arrangement of sound, as it is very difficult to define exactly word languages. So it is better to go through some definitions. So when we analyze some definitions, we can understand what do you mean language, how the language is processed by one, and how the language is influenced one person to person, like that way. So now we move on to the some definitions given by our linguistics. So this is a brainstorm method and also definitions. When you analyze those definitions you can fully understand what you mean language. So now I will explain one by one. So now you can see the examples of language definitions. So the first one is we all know some linguistics give some definitions about some languages or the subject or the scientifical, like that way. So today we want to discuss the language definitions. The first one I would like to express my idea with Robbins definitions. So what is the Robbins definitions about language? He says language is a symbol system based on pure or arbitrary convention, infinitely extendable or modifiable. So, when language is a simple system, we can convention infinitely those languages. These can be extendable and also modifiable. So, those part that mean the both parts can be influence of language according to the changing need and the condition of the speakers. So that is the Robbins definitions in 1985 under the language. So the next one is Bloch and Traeger definitions. So he says language is a symbol of arbitrary vocal symbols used for human communications, or a language is a system of arbitrary vocal symbols by mean of which social group cooperation. That's the meaning of Bloch and Traeger in 1942. So he can also say symbols. Language is a system of symbols. So the next definitions, the Sapir in 1921, he says language is a purely human and non-instinctive method of communicating ideas, emotions, and desire by means of a system of voluntarily produce symbols. So that is the definition by Sapir. So the next one is Warteg, 1972. Language is a system of arbitrary vocal symbols used for human communication. So when we produce a language, when we produce a sounds, when we produce a words, as human we have some knowledges about language. So that is the meaning of what do you mean language. So I hope you all understand what is the language and how the language is defined linguistics one by one. So that is the small introduction part about you. So the next part is we can move the next content, brief introduction about these definitions. So brief introduction. So now I will tell the Robbins, Sapier's and Rajendran's definitions briefly. So now let's move. Language is a symbol system. This is one of the Robbins' definition about language. Language is a symbol system. So he says, now we can consider about according to these definitions. Language is a symbol system. So Robbins says language is a symbol system. Symbols normally we can know symbol. So when we analyzing, when we seeing some information, we can quickly gathering some such kind of symbols. And also symbol system, every language has some symbols for its selected sound.